So one thing that like I keep meaning to talk about, and I actually set up a couple months ago, was a scoring system that we can have, so we can kind of like whenever I review guns or whatever, we can kind of look at a chart and then get like an easy and like a broad idea of how that gun stacks up to other things. Heidi, thank you for that €5. It took me a second. I had to, I couldn't see it. I was gonna say pounds for a second. Thank you. I appreciate it. You love BT and Tippmann. I'm not so much a fan of BT, but definitely love Tippmann. Coming up hopefully soon here, there's gonna be a, I forgot what I was saying, a review on the Tippmann Stormer Elite. As well as the Tippmann Stormer Basic and Tippmann Stormer Tactical. I think so anyway. Like I wanted to go do a shooting video at the field, but I don't know. I might find like I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Who knows? The ultimate rental CZR is better. No. I appreciate those guys, really. I don't know, the CZR, I could see the CZR. The CZR's got better ergonomics. The barrel's better. The feed neck's better. The on-off's better. But like, it's just not as reliable. It's just not. I mean, it's just kind of how it is. Yeah. Etha Team Slaughter with a 199 super chat. Thank you, sir. Etha 2 or E-Tech 5? You know, I don't know. I am leaning toward the Etha 2 because it's smaller, it's a little lighter weight, definitely easier to get. Parts are a little bit nicer. I think it's a little bit easier on paint and more air efficient, but I really liked the E-Tech 5. I owned the E-Tech 5 for maybe about a year, played with it all the time. I loved it. But it's definitely not as easy on paint and probably not going to be as air efficient as the Etha 2. So I think that the Etha 2, yeah, I'd probably do the Etha 2. I think it's a little bit nicer. Okay, so I wanted to talk, and first, thank you guys. Super chats are like pretty awesome. They're encouraging. We'll just say that. So yeah, I wanted to have like a scoring. We'll just switch over to. I think this is gonna work. We're gonna find out. Yes, it is. So this right here is the new Paintball Ruined My Life gun score system. You can find this on the Paintball Ruin My Life website. Like if you're on paintballruinmylife.com, like this website, right here, it'll eventually load. You can see my ugly face, like always, everywhere on this thing. And then you click the scores right there. And then it'll take you there. paintballruinmylife.com. Scores. So this is just a way, like I said, for us to kind of like maybe keep track of, I don't know, a good way to like compare guns or just kind of like look back, maybe find reviews that are old or pricing or release dates, or maybe comparing the kick from like what I think the gun kicks like, the Lux X, compared to like the Tippmann Cronus or whatever. And I'm only ever going to put stuff that's like I've reviewed in here. So all these videos, excluding the Stormer stuff, because I just haven't like filmed those reviews yet. The Stormers are actually in here. So we can find a lot of stuff in here. There's all these guns, and then categorized, you can see the labeling on the right side, or the left side will tell you if it's a pump gun, a mechanical gun, electric gun, mag fed, or whatever. So you can kind of see, I think that CS2, or at least by the numbers, the CS2 is the best gun out right now. So you can find a purchase link, reviews, pricing, all that stuff right there. So what's kind of interesting, you can see this right away, is that on the like CS2, let's find one, like value. I put the CS2 at 6 for a value. And then the Etha 2 is going to have a value of 9. I kind of want this to zoom in a little bit. And maybe it won't, because it's actually a table. Yeah, I don't think it will. So it's just kind of neat. It's a good way to, if you guys are ever curious about like maybe you're like, oh, I like Brad's reviews. He's consistent, or I know what he thinks every time. And like, you can kind of get a feel of how I think about stuff, so that like, you're like, oh, Brad thinks that, X gun is super reliable. What other guns does he think are super reliable? I think the ETHA 2 is extremely reliable. And on here, I gave it a score of 9, so it gets a score of 9 on that reliability. And then you can see like, oh, what else does he say is really reliable? I also put the M170R as a 9. There's a couple other guns I gotta have in here. And then most of the Tippmanns are gonna have 9s and stuff like that. So you can kind of get like a feel for what I think. So, yep. So we're going to ban that person. See you later, Luke. Luke's gone. Yeah. Well, actually, Luke, I think you can still watch. You just can't ever comment on this channel again unless you make a new channel. Yep. Yeah, so I don't know. It's an interesting idea. You can find a a link to this chart in the description of this video. Someone said, what about the Tippmann A5? So kind of like I said, right? I'm only going to have guns on here that I've reviewed. And technically, I've never reviewed the A5. So it's just not on here. It's just only guns I've ever made video reviews for are going to find their way onto this list. So don't buy a Chaos, apparently. Apparently what this list is telling you is you shouldn't buy a Chaos or you shouldn't buy a Blitz Evo 2. That's what that's saying. Yeah. So it's kind of a neat idea. I hope people maybe find that useful. I'm going to try to, we'll have this updated hopefully every single time I make a video. We'll see.